Eggman really likes carrying some sauce, doesn't he? I feel that the sense is his paws, face, and his egg fleet. But I'm kind of just wandering around white space, so... If I have to go through egg fleet, I have to go through egg fleet. Hello, that area! And welcome back to the World 2 Sonic Frontiers 2. Take the names, but still haven't got a game. And today I want to talk about the Gizoids. These robots basically learn from whoever's around them, copying one fighting style directly. The original instruction came from Sonic Battle, where we met Emerald, who ended up being destroyed by the end of the story. He was then recreated by Eggman in Sonic Advance 3 into General, which immediately turned against him and sent him to a Doomsday weapon, because of course. But we don't really know who created the Gizoids. And I was wondering, who created them? Well, we know that it has to be one of the first three great civilizations. You might be asking, what's a great civilization? And we haven't really gotten much of them until, well, we got a proper timeline. And now we basically know all the great civilizations. Like I said, there's a total of 4, not counting the 5th one we're currently in, which is Sonic civilization. Which are the first great civilization, the Ancients, who landed on the Starfall Islands with a ship. The second are the Gaians, who worshipped Light Gaia and helped create the temples to install the Chaos Emerald to help defeat Dark Gaia. The third are the Babylonians, who also landed on the hair with a big old sky garden who cracked standard here. You might be thinking, wait, wouldn't the third be the Kingdoms? No, the fourth is the 8 Kingdoms. Get a room. Yeah, so the last great civilization is the Echidnas, so they're automatically off the list. Don't see what's wrong with that. Why do I feel like there's an elf in the room? Hopefully it doesn't get any larger. Anyway, we have to narrow it down to these 3, because one of them had to create the Gizoids and destroy the Babylonians. That is the kind of lowdown. So let's go through that. Starting off, I don't think it's the Babylonians themselves, and let me quickly explain why. In Sonic Riders, when we meet Jet and the others, they don't really seem all that interested in the Chaos Emeralds. I mean, in both games, the Chaos Emeralds are more used as a ticket to race, not really story important. They kind of just get ignored. Like, they're there, but it's like, yeah, we're not interested in these things. And if Jet's not really interested in them, I don't think his race would be interested in them either. So I don't think they would create such a thing as a Gizoid. Make sense? Good. Which leaves us with the Gaians and the Ancients. And honestly, both of these have great examples of using chaos emeralds to power something. I mean, even Gizoids look kinda like an ancient. You could say the Gaians based them on the ancients. And not have any trouble with that because that makes perfect sense. If you want to have stop a world destroyer, put something together that can learn from the best of the best, at that on the whip, and able to put the chaos emerald in. However, I'm going with the ancients here, mostly because of Dark Side. See, I told you that the Gizoids adapt for a fighting style and develop a bond to whoever shows them more strength. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Gaians wouldn't do such a thing like that, for fear it might turn against them and be used by Darkseid. So the ancients make perfect sense for one to create a Gizoid. I think the Gizoids were created by a group of ancients who stayed on the Dark for a while, worried that Calamity could come back. That makes perfect sense in a sense. You want something strong enough that it can develop a bond with you and use the Chaos Emerald to counter it, just like the Titans can. In a sense, the Gizoid is a mini Titan, just on a much smaller scale. Hell, you could even say the Gizoid is a prototype Titan, developing a smaller version of the Titan to see how they would function before making the real thing. And again, I wouldn't be against that. It makes perfect sense. So anyway, if there's not all elephants in the room, we'll be fine. That's a big elephant. I guess I'll have to talk about it. Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. In Sega's eye, this game is no longer canon. Mostly due to Ken fucking Penders. Seriously, you're going against your own words. If you want creative fever or your own work, give creative fever to the other people who worked on your shit! Anyway, in this game, the Gizoids were created by the Nocturnus clan, a second tribe of the Echidnas, and they get locked in the Twilight Cage, basically a separate dimension with a Cthulhu monster. I am not joking, that's the actual lore. And in the proposed third game, you would have fought the Cthulhu monster. Yeah, Sonic Chronicles would have been weird in that timeline. But since Ken fucking Penders ruined everything, it's now considered non-canon and, well, everything that the Gizoids did in that game, even the other variants we see of the Gizoids, are also considered non-canon. Which is a shame. But again, Ken fucking Penders. I have my own rant to go on, but I feel like plenty of people have done that by this point. And I don't like repeating what other people said. This is just a topic deep dive. set of videos. So if I come across anything like that, I try to avoid it, but I can't really avoid it because it's directly linked to my topic. Fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. See you guys next time on the road to Sonic Frontiers 2. Still hate the name. Where's my fucking game, Sega?